Subpart G, General Operations, shipping prepared with the person laying out, except for the head of the material with the transport, or his material with the vessel, and left with the person receiving the shipping prepared and corn with the part 172, subchapter the authorized part C with the part 171 with the subchapter and left with the material with the shipping prepared with the requirements for the subchapter, each of the person receiving shipping paper required with the section must be retained with the copy of the electronic image, therefore, with accessible through the principal pay. Well, the business must take the shipping paper to be able to upon request the authorized official with the federal, state, local government agency with reasonable time and location and hazard weight. Each shipping paper must comply with the must be retained for 3 years after the material of the ship with the international carrier. They're all there have the material each for the shipping paper the copy with the maintain retained for 1 year after the materials covered to the carrier. Each ship with the printer shipping paper the paper copy including the date of acceptance of the carrier. The dated one shipping paper may be the date of the shipping paper rather than booking over the carriage alternate over the day of the shipment picked up accepted and loaded on the vessel by carrier. 172.26 the certificate. A carrier may not transport have the material by the vessel unless the certificate prepared in accordance with 172.204 subchapter has been received. In the case of the import export shipment that has material that will not be transported by rail or highway, where the shipper may certify the billing, loading other shipping paper that has the material properly specified, described mark for the package loading in accordance with the part 172 subchapter in accordance with the requirements of the Wine International Maritime Dangerous Code for the Subpart C, the part 151 of this subchapter. The person responsible for the packing, loading, freight for the container, with the transport vehicle, the package, with the hazardous material, for the transportation by the main vessel on the ocean coastwide, with the shipper must provide the vessel operated with the time of the shipment of the offered with the transport vehicle with the assigned container with the packaging certificate stating the minimum. So, freight container with the transport vehicle, the serviceable material for the load, hidden container with an incompatible with the good, the properly marked, labeled, and placards applicable when the freight container and transport vehicle contains package the package they have been inspected with the loading of it are properly marked with the label and placard of applicable are non-damaged and properly secured. The certification may appear on the shipping paper with the separate document. The same with the such is declared the packaging of the container that have carried in accordance with the applications of the Title 49 CFR and International Maritime Dangerous Codes or 49 CFR International Dangerous Codes. 176.30 Dangerous Cargo Manifest for the cargo and age of the person with the designated for the purpose of the cargo age of the mess prepared with the dangerous cargo manifest. List the storage plan with the documentation may not include the material with the non-subject of the requirements that has material regulation, Title 49 CFR Part 171 through 180, International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code, see IBR 171 for the subject of the document must have the on and near the vessel bridge except for when the vessel is docked in the safe of the vessel's dock for the United States. This document may be kept with the vessel cargo off of any other location that is a master available to provide with the single sign with the plate for the side of the designated hold near the vessel bridge, indicating the location for the dangerous cargo manifest list and storage plan with the document must always be located from the readily accessible emergency response enforcement plan. Personnel that must contain the following information: the name of the vessel, the official for the number of the vessel, for the official number of the international radio call sign, may be substituted national vessel, the shipping name of the identification number that has the material aboard listed. 172.101 subchapter lifted the International Maritime Good Code Emergency Response telephone number that's prescribed in Subpart G 172 with this chapter with the number of the description packet, the barrel, drums, and cylinders, box for the gross weight, each for the type of the classification for the hazardous material that comes with either hazardous materials table 172.101 table of the International Maritime Goods Code. The additional description required 172.203 subchapter the challenge of the location of the hazardous material on board vessel, gave the vessel the use of storage exposed to the other hazardous material. Following additional information is required: name and address of the vessel owner, location of the vessel mooring, name of the person charging the vessel, name and address of the owner of the cargo, a complete record of the time interval once a week, all the received disbursement has material, name and address of the co-signer, and show it against all the received name and address of the co-signer against all the deliveries has material information for the dangerous cargo manifest must be the same information furnished and shipper on the ship. Shipping order, shipping paper, except for the IMO, correct the technical name of the IMO, clap it indicate the manifest, provide and pick up the A3 and A5 of the section persons who provide the preparation manifest, list storage plan with the show the information correctly and transcribe with the show, certify the truth and the accuracy of the information, the best of knowledge with the belief that the signature notification of the date prepared. The carrying age of the issue for the ensure for the master of the license deck officer's destiny of the master and tap for the vessel in the cape of the bars of the person charged for the barrage and acknowledge for the correct that the dangerous cargo manifest listed in storage plan with the signature of the barge is manned with the unmanned with the quantum with the section applied with except the following. In the case of managed barge, the person in charge of the barge shall be prepared with the dangerous cargo manifest. In the case of the unmanned barge, the person responsible for loading the barge is responsible for the preparation for the dangerous cargo manifest listed in the storage plan must designate individual at all purposes for all the areas named man with the man. The dangerous cargo manifest must be made up of the barge in readily accessible location. A copy must be furnished to the person in charge of the towing vessel each of the carrier to transport the storage of their hazardous via vessel shall retain a copy of the dangerous cargo manifest listed in storage plan. At least 1 year shall make the documentation available to inspection according to 176, 360, and 36B with the subchapter. 176.31. Special permits hazard material being with the transport vessel owned by the authority. Exemption. Special permit to cover the exemption of the word special permit is required on board with the vessel that must be kept with the dangerous cargo manifest. 176.36 of the preservation record of the records. This part will require the shipping man with the cargo listings here with the report with the name of the paper, the document, similar record with the paper with the carrier that shall preserve copy of this plate with the nearest business office of the United States for the period 1 year after the preparation. A record required with the preserve must be made available upon the request of the authorized representative of the document. Department 176.39. The inspection of the cargo may involve the carrier that is agent and any of the person designated for the purpose of the carrier. The agent shall cause the inspect each of the whole of the compartment contained with the hazardous material with the name of the EF the storage is complete with the at least once every 24 hours. Therefore, whether permitting any orders for the cargo with the safety condition, no damage caused with the shipping, spontaneous sleeting, leaking, shifting, weighing air, other cargo that sustain with the vessel with the cargo since loading and storage. However, the freight contained with the individual barges is not to open vessels holding equipment that smoke of the fire detecting system have an automatic monitoring capability need not to be inspected after the storage is complete. After the periods of heavy of the carrier and the agent, any person designated for the purpose of the carrier agent with the shall cover the interior of the main the vessel deck with logbook over each of the inspection storage has the material performed. Unmanned magazine vessel inspected the cargo must meet the made after the storage has been completed. Ensure the storage has accomplished properly, that there are no visible signs of damage to any package evidence heating, leaking, or sifting. The inspection must be made by the individual responsible for the carrier and who the target for the loading and showing the carrier of the unmanned vessel for the individual charges indicated for the magazine vessel for the carrier age for the person designated for the purpose of the carrier age for the each for the ocean going vessel carrying the hazardous material so immediately prior entering the port of the United States cover the inspection for the cargo tank. When inspection for the cargo has material capable of evolving flammable vapors, artificial mean illumination must be explosive proof type. 176.45. The emergency situation. Accidents occur with the vessel involved in hazardous material. The safety of the vessel, for the passenger, for the crew, for the maintain, for the master shall adopt the achieve the will. Judgment provide the maximum safety of and for the vessel, for the passenger, for the crew, for the maximum. The result of the damaged package, for the emergency, for the unauthorized package. These packages may not be offered the forward carrier for the transport. The master shall notify near the captain of the port. You have scope the guard request the instruction on the disposition of the package. Half of the material may be jettisoned only if the matters believe the action necessary to prevent substantial reduce the hazard of human life with reduced substantial hazard to property. 176.48. The situation requiring report when fire or other have the conditions if the vessel is transporting the hazardous material with the master, if shall notify the captain of the port with as soon as possible to show comply with the instructions given the captain of the port accidents incident the curve with the transportation with the hazard within the hazard. The material involved with the report may be required 171, 15, 50, 16. The subject of the package of the portable tank with the containing highway railroad vehicle containing hazardous material jetson and the loss of the material shall be notify the nearest captain of the port as soon as possible for the location, quantity, of the type of the material. 176.50. Acceptance of the damage leaking package. The carrier may not transport any of the vessel any of the package damage over the permanent excavated the concept of the pier. They have a leak that give the accident failure to properly contain the contents left of the shore repair for the satisfaction method of the vessel package containing the radioactive materials other than low specifically active materials may not be repaired or restored. 176.52. Rejection of the shipment of the violation. The carrier may not knowingly transport the vessel that has material offered under false deceptive name of the making the invoice, the shipping paper, the other declaration without the shipper to furnish the written information of the true need for the material at the time of the delivery. If the shipment of the violation found with the transit, the master of the vessel should be adopted the person in his or her judgment provide the maximum safety of the vessel passenger is group which is compliant with the 176.45 of the vessels in port with the material that may not be delivered at any time any part with the master shall immediately notify the nearest captain of the port requires the instruction for the disposition of the material. 176.54. Repairs involved with the welding, burning, and power actuated hand plan with it. Except for the plan break of the eve of the second, the repair of the working involved with the welding and burning, the eve of the power actuated two of the plans with the intensity will not be undertaken with any of the vessels on board explode with the other hazardous materials. The cargo paragraph A of the section and may not apply if the repair work of the proof of the CLTP is under Title 33 CFR 1618630. Emergency repair of the vessel, main propelling boiler, plank, auxiliaries necessary for the safety of the vessel. Each officer for the repair repairs the performance of the master of the vessel must immediately notify the nearest COTP. Subpart C, general handling and stowage.